So very real quick, guys, before we play this video, there is going to be spoilers in this video. We're going to be reacting to Mr. Rufflewaffle's Milo, Destiny 2 The Edge of Fate, full first story mission, exploring Kepler, new locations, abilities, and more. There are going to be spoilers in this first mission. If you want to go into this completely blind, I absolutely do not recommend that you watch this part of the stream. These are going to be chunky videos. These are not going to be short videos. So I'm not going to waste any more of my time or your time. This is Milo's video, Mr. Rufflewaffles. I will be posting a link in my live stream as well. If anyone wants to go and actually check out this video, there you go. Yeah, Edge of Fate, full first story mission. Again, spoiler warning. This will include spoilers. Let's go. Let's just go.
This is going to be a chopped up version of the invitation, which
is
the first mission from the Edge of Fate, and I'll be jumping in with some commentary here and there, but also just letting the gameplay speak for itself in certain areas. And to start, we're going to listen to the introductory spiel for the mission from Ikora, played by a new voice actor.
Okay.
Guardian, welcome to Kepler, as the Vanguard Archive calls it. The gravimetric distortions we tracked from the EDZ are tangled in an excess of dark matter. In our records, this planetoid was confirmed to be unoccupied and inert.
Wow.
But these readings indicate a singularity. Something's keeping this planetoid stable and our matter intact, but... Guardian, there's a black hole here on Kepler.
Oh.
This is dangerous. If at any point this singularity destabilizes, it could swallow us and take the entire Sol system with it.
Sounds pretty bad.
We need to find whoever sent our invitation. They need our help.
So I'm going to jump forward a moment here to the first bit of combat, and then...
Oh, look at that.
I've never seen Elixni move like this. Mind their vertical, Guardian.
So, this was basically the...
The lag isn't me, by the way, guys.
I have skipped the intro cutscene in the video here because I'm not allowed to show you that, and I'm not allowed to discuss what happens in it, but as you heard in the loading screen for the mission...
Oh my god, that
we've
aim.
received an invitation, and we're now hunting it down. Now, the first thing that you'll notice in the gameplay here is that I'm using a new exotic. This
Graviton
is
something?
The Graviton Spike.
That's
and
it. Yeah.
It's an exotic hand cannon, which at first I didn't really understand how to use, but I figured it out, so give me a moment here. Basically,
fair play.
You've got to get crits, or you've got to just get final blows with the weapon.
Yeah, stasis overcharged.
The alt fire.
And then hold R.
Weapon. So... right now, I'm using the arc version of it, and you could see just for a moment there in the bottom left, it said stasis overcharged.
Oh, that's when you
hold my reload button,
yeah, there it is. Hold R.
It will flip me over to the stasis version of the gun, and you'll then be able to get a sort of special stasis effect from that as well. Now, that's me switching over to stasis. That's me switching back to arc.
The stasis is absolutely incredible, and the amount of stasis crystals this thing actually sends out is insane.
You can see kind of how the toggle looks. Now let's listen in to Lodi for a second.
Mayday.
Hey!
Lodi transmitting. Strange matter detected. Singularity opening near local HI and
The music!
I can't tell when this mayday was sent. Whoever made it understands the danger this place is in. But this signal's too weak to have reached us on Earth. This isn't our invitation.
Obviously, Milo would try to go out of bounds.
It looks like we've got a blockade up ahead.
Now, something you're probably noticing in this gameplay is that there's occasionally a frame hitch here or there.
Yeah.
That did get smoothed out. That was just because this was genuinely the very first part of the play session.
I was going to say, this is not my live stream.
Doing things like tweaking my keybinds, tweaking some of the graphic settings, etc. But what you just saw there was a great example of what the overcharged arc effect is, and that's the overcharged stasis.
I love it.
So you can toggle between the two.
Yes.
And honestly, I really like this exotic. I thought it was really fun to play with. And
shoot the crystal.
It does mean that I'm kind of aiming for headshots in scenarios where normally I would just be sort of beaming people in the back.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. So you can see I'm being a little bit more kind of picky here. I've got my arc overcharge, missing my shots. I'm sorry, dude.
That's fine.
Up. My
so good.
sensitivity was weird.
Honestly, I don't even blame him for missing the shots. If this was me and if I actually got invited to go out to Bungie and I was doing this, I would be so excited. My hand would be shaking everywhere. I would not have any form of control. So it's whatever.
Excuses by the dozen. So meanwhile, while I'm sort of fighting through this little crowd of these new little fallen wretches with their little spears,
House
we
of
just heard Lodi for the first time, right?
Exile.
And Lodi has a distress signal for us, which is not something that could have reached Earth, so that's not the reason.
I'm always going to be using the stasis version of this.
We also don't know when that signal originated, so we don't know if that's a signal that was recorded a long time ago, or if it's actually something that we're transmitting and receiving live, but we do know that whoever is sending it seemingly needs our help. So I'm going to let the combat
probably a long time ago based on the lore in the Vespers host mission
kind of play out here, and then we'll check in again in a moment.
I'm never ever taking off the stasis version of this. By the way, real quick, if you look at the Void subclass in the bottom left, have you noticed that the Void icon has kind of like a pinkish effect on it now? Is that new? I don't know. So he's got Arc Soul here. Oh, there's Ikora.
A singularity, a distress call, and now another ancient train. But how do they all connect? More importantly, how can we help? The status of the singularity will worsen with time. We can't do anything about that right this moment. But discovering a locking mechanism this complex and a radio transmission that sounds human means we could be on the precipice of encountering another pocket of civilization. By my triage, the most effective thing we can do right now is find the source of the distress signal. The trail we're following leads past the train, then scatters. We'll need to get through to find who called for help. The mechanism here appears to be missing some pieces. I've tracked materials nearby that closely match the frequency of the device. Find them, Guardian.
So just a bit of context there is that we have previously in the game at this point, through cutscenes, etc., seen a train. That's why they're saying we're seeing a train again, right?
Lodi transmitting.
You have to use the Arc version to charge the stasis. When you use the stasis version, it charges your Arc. You always have to be you always have to be swapping back and forth. It's designed to build prismatic.
Status Moon 6.
That makes sense.
Adrift. Odysseus protocol active.
Odysseus protocol. We've heard that before. Wait, there's a backlog. Keep moving, Guardian. I'm going to see if these transmissions can give us any more information.
So, jumping forward a moment here, because I did a little bit of exploration, I found that little metal
Yeah, that was a
box,
bit of a cut there.
That box is something which will end up being very relevant in just a moment.
He's using the Fortnite
This
ornaments.
thing on the wall, which has a lot of words on it.
Ah,
I want to translate that.
Soul?
That would be awesome. I don't really know what that is saying, to be honest.
That looks like Soul, right?
Thing certainly caught my attention. Yep. Still looking. Yep, there we go. So this is another thing that I would find the sort of purpose for later, the undiscovered technology. So I was sort of snooping around, but wasn't able to interact with it at that time. You might have also noticed it said mystery discovered in the corner. Those mysteries will become very clear as I go through the video here.
Look at that little parrot thing.
Or something like parrots.
I call it a parrot in my video that I just uploaded, by the way, guys.
That's nice. And there's this thing that doesn't respond to your molecular structure, which again is something that you'll end up finding a use for shortly. It's one of the locational abilities that you can use on Kepler.
That's a War Mine map we had when the pyramids were coming. No? We'll have to compare the two. I don't think so, because the War Mine one had triangles over it. Whoa. Whoa! Whoa! Hold on! Whoa! The 7th member of the 9? Maybe? In distorted sound waves, yet to be unsheathed. One hand gifted. This is, oh my god, that's, like, look at the way that it's said. Look at the way that the text is written. That is actually, so, okay, so the one that has the pluses is the 7th member of the 9. This is the 7th member of the 9. We can tell by the structure of the text here. Reach through plus, cranial calcium expansion plus, oh my god, kinesis, oh my god. In distorted sound waves, do we have plus your attention? Oh my god!
Your vitals stabilized.
That's a fat spoiler. I did say spoiler warning at the very beginning of this.
So it asked, do we have your attention? And the answer was hell yeah.
Yeah!
And it was cool because I had Allison behind me as
Oh,
I
you're
was
so lucky.
experiencing that for the first time. And she was enjoying my reaction to it quite a lot, of being like, what the hell am I looking at
I
right
wish
now?
I was there, man.
That was very cool. This is
I would love to speak to Allison so much.
Moment as well. Getting up in that soup and then into a ball.
Okay, here we go.
So
New ability.
The locational abilities.
Well, this sure is new. All your vitals appear to be in order, but your molecules are moving unbelievably fast.
Guardian, this energy pattern is distinct from your expected paracausal signature. It matches the dark matter readings from when we landed. It appears you've managed to somehow fuse with dark matter.
That's pretty cool. I will read comments as much as I can.
So this is something that you're going to be using a lot on Kepler, like a lot.
Yeah.
It's all over the place. It's in the main missions. It's in a lot of the exploration that you can do. And you're basically always looking for either one of these little pads, which I called out before that said that my energy signature was wrong or something. You're looking for either one of those to activate Matterspark initially, or you're looking for more or less like a vent of some kind.
Yeah, and you charge it up, right?
Things. So that I also pointed out a little earlier on, and you can shock it with your left click, and it will then charge up and do things like open doors for you and things along those lines. You've also got a dash.
Oh my god!
Showcased there for a moment, and abilities as well that
I'm still like gushing over the 9 thing.
there's also that.
My mind is going crazy.
Something else entirely.
Oh, my lore mind is going crazy right now.
I'm still just sort of doing a little bit of exploration. I was like, ooh, maybe I can
Explore all you want. I will be doing the exact same thing.
But that was something else. So, yep, not what you meant to do there, Milo. But that's part of the fun, I think, of being on Kepler is you're constantly looking for
like little hints and bits.
With these different location abilities, and you don't know how they all work together initially, but gradually as you build up your toolkit, you're going to get more and more of them.
And they upgrade over time throughout the campaign as well.
You can go with them.
This expansion, based on what I know already, is better than Shadowkeep, Beyond Light, and Lightfall combined. 100%, brother. I completely agree with you. And I've only seen a little bit so far.
Handle on it, which is the same style as another door you're going to see in just a moment, which does open. So I thought there might be a secret passage, but
Rally banner.
I couldn't find one. I'm also really curious what you think of the new Ikora voice actor, because I'm pretty confident that that's Deborah Wilson. Bungie didn't confirm, but I could recognize her voice anywhere.
It's fine.
I love her. I actually got to hang out with Deborah Wilson for a day for a Suicide Squad video over a year ago now.
Man, Milo gets invited to everything. I'm so jealous.
And she was just like ripping into me. Like she was insulting my snowboarding abilities. Like all sorts of wild stuff. It was so much fun. She's a pleasure to be around in person. And
by the way, I just want to very quickly say, and I'll stop pausing the video as frequently. If people are going to complain about this just being a fallen reskin, you are an absolute fucking moron. We haven't had, in lore, the House of Exile in such a long time. We've had House Salvation, we've had House Light, and we've had the House of Devils with the Outbreak stuff, right? We haven't had House of Exile in such a fucking long time when it comes to Destiny. These guys could have been up to anything during the time that they've been away. So this isn't just simply a reskin. I'm very sure there's a lot of lore implications behind this as well. So definitely don't say that, because you're just annoying.
I personally think that the more work that she gets in the industry, the better the industry will be for it. But also I recognize the fact that you guys probably are quite attached to the Ikora voice actor. I don't really know. I think
the voice actor is fine. It's not a big deal.
Curious what your sort of overall community feeling is towards a new voice actor being present for Ikora in The Edge of Fate. But yeah, if it was going to be anyone, my personal choice would always be Deborah Wilson. I will glaze that woman for the rest of my days. I think that she's just wonderful. So
yeah, I mean, I think it sounds fine. Not a problem with me.
Kind of stinky Kepler stuff. And at this point, I was sort of trying to figure out, like,
look at this! Look how many crystals there are, man!
Show off some kind of cool gameplay while I'm fighting these shanks. Maybe there's something that I can do with the Matterspark here to make this a little bit more interesting. But I found that the shock ability on the Matterspark didn't really do a huge amount.
You can upgrade that, by the way. You can upgrade that shock ability.
Do something to it, and it doesn't really work. And basically the way it works is when you die, also amazing. Great Nova Bomb.
Well done.
When you
We've all been there.
Matterspark, it just pops you back out into human form. Yeah, something you'll see through a lot of this gameplay.
Oh, by the way, if you're in that kind of arc ball, the Matterspark ability thing, and you go underneath the grate, if you're underneath a grate whereby you can only really get there if you use that Matterspark ability, and then your timer runs out, you immediately die, by the way. You just straight up die. I just realized kills with the spawn stasis spawns more stasis. It's fucking insane. And if you're using that as a Titan, 3 diamond lance. And with the artifact mods that I literally saw in my video, by the way, which is live right now, I just put it public, there are so many artifacts which literally synergize with this weapon. It's so good.
Is that my keybinds were all wrong. Like, I didn't have my melee properly set up, my click properly set up, my super was on the wrong button, stuff like that.
Nah, bro, you're good.
And I was just sort of like so enamored by what was happening in front of me, and
I would be as well.
Excited to play.
Yeah, I would be as well.
And actually tweak all of them straight away.
Nah, that's fine. I would be as well.
Means that some of this gameplay looks a bit funny when I'm like clicking the wall.
Literally not a problem.
Enemy.
I would be everywhere if this was me.
Click wasn't so bad, so maybe it's not all terrible. I'm also I want to sort of circle back real quick because I'm trying to not forget little threads that I start sort of saying as I go through this.
I go on tangents, man. I go on huge tangents.
Extra abilities for as you level it up. So right now I'm at Matterspark 1.
Yeah.
I can zap enemies and I can dash, and that's basically it. And it lasts 30 seconds, and I need to be at a Matterspark pad in order to initiate.
When you level this thing out to, I think, level 3, it goes from 30 seconds to 45 seconds, I believe. I think. Don't quote me on that.
It. Whereas later on in the game, you're going to get abilities to, for example, enter Matterspark at any time, and it actually will replace your Sparrow, so you can pull up tab, enter the Matterspark ball, and then you can also be inside the ball indefinitely so long as you don't die, and that obviously would kick you back out into human form. So you can just roam around, roll around, and do quite a lot of exploration while in ball mode. And I don't know if replacing the Sparrow in that way is something that some people are going to be annoyed about. I'm not sure if there is still a way to get your Sparrow out while you've got that ability. I'm not 100%.
I don't think that's a big deal. If you're going to be annoyed about the fact that you're not using Matterspark on your Sparrow, then your mindset is in the complete wrong place.
Worth noting that is a possibility. And then right there, just next to me, you could actually see I was sort of looking for a pipe to go through, and I've spotted the end.
There's a pipe over there.
But you don't get to it via those. So I'm going to sort of roll around here, and I'm going to search for the other pipe that I need.
Surely it's the objective, right?
Because I need to get to those pylons.
It's the objective. It's on the left.
Isn't marked, so I'm looking.
Is it not?
How exactly I get into that room?
Is it not marked? Is it not that objective? I swear that objective is pointing to the pipe in there, no? I think it's there. Yeah, it's right in front of you.
Then I'm thinking, okay, what about the other room?
Oh, there it is. It's right there.
Not quite, Milo. You just went past it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, it's... Nope. Yep. Nope.
Oh, his timer ran out.
Yeah. So first time around, right? First time around, you don't know necessarily what specifically you're looking for.
I guess.
Second time around, yeah, you know that you're going to be searching for those pipes.
All right, charge it up.
That was a learning process, obviously, at the very beginning of playing here. That's just proof, if anything.
It didn't take long to figure it out, let's be honest.
At the edge of fate, at the expansion.
Look at this gun!
This is the new pulse rifle. So its name is the third iteration.
This is a pulse? He was just shooting it like a scout rifle.
Is that
you sure that's a pulse?
Hold down your ADS and you'll see your reticle kind of tighten in the center of your screen. And once it reaches the center, you then can kill an enemy with a crit, and it will put you in invis.
I need to see him shoot this weapon again, because that did not look like a pulse.
Well, which you'll see me doing, I think, a bit later.
It looked like a scout.
That you could do the marking stuff at this point.
It's a scout? Okay, yeah.
But certainly the invis stuff you'll see me doing a little bit of as well, and I've got plenty of other videos.
Honestly, again, I would be making so many verbal mistakes if this was me, because I'd be so excited.
Exile pylon's been charged.
I called Ward of Dawnblade by accident because I was so excited.
And you can also exit Matterspark at any time, by the way. You just hit your... I guess for me it was my interact key, so I think that was E while I was playing.
Is this even textured?
But
these tunnels don't look textured, do they? It looks like that placeholder kind of texture.
Any time should you so desire. Apart from certain areas where they actually tell you cannot leave it, and those areas are also areas where you're usually going to be in first person instead of third person, so you won't be able to see the ball any longer. There's me going invis from a crit kill.
Oh, okay.
ADS long enough, you see. I was waiting to do it there again.
Oh, right, I see.
Marked that enemy. There you go. I've marked that enemy as well. So you can see me doing it a little bit here in the gameplay, but wasn't doing it super consciously. Also, you'll notice with the shanks, for example,
that's going to be huge for solo clears.
To kill them, so it's not invisible.
Having that
so I believe
ability.
Invis,
oh, that reload animation was cool. Did you see that? Look at it.
Put you in invis only if you've charged up.
Look, it like overheats. That's sick.
So now it's just time to try and take this servitor out and stop faffing about.
That's all good, man. Take your time. Take your time. I can't stand people with that, like, rush through shit, man.
Of bosses.
Just to take the moment in, you know?
These, like, orange bars, I guess, in the invitation as a mission. They just kind of keep on going. And that was kind of surprising to me. I thought that there would be fewer of them. But as you'll sort of see through the gameplay here, they end up coming back quite a bit. Come on, Milo. No, don't get distracted now.
Oh, look at that brig.
There you go. There you go. Come on.
It's a scout with a battery instead of a barrel, like a trace rifle. I know, man. Look at that. Look at that weapon. Giver's blessing.
Seems whoever sent our invitation values consistency and catastrophic interference. About that.
Hey.
I got info, but you're not gonna like it.
Please tell me, Drifter.
The gravimetric distortions, the dark matter, the weird train. An invitation? There's only one group of jokers I know who get up to those kinds
Say
of
it.
metrics.
Say it.
The Nine.
Hey, there we go.
Certainly is a theory, although I would expect to have already heard from the emissary if that was the case.
So, good that they're kind of putting together the fact that the Nine might be involved, seeing as, yeah, I mean, the Nine are going to be pretty crucial to the entire rest of the Fate
I love the
saga,
Nine. I love the Nine.
That important realization. Also, speaking of important realizations, me just banging my head against that wall was clearly not the way I was going to get in there. I needed to
charge it up.
the pylon and then get in. I'm going to do a little zoom in here on the dialogue because I think it's quite interesting. So let's sort of zoom into that now.
I'm going to rerun the telemetry to see if I can find another radio transmission and get us some answers.
Right. Why is that?
Achieved precarious
Oh.
stabilization, but still request evacuation due to hostile NHI. If we can't close the singularity, we're pulling everyone in with us. Anyone? You out there?
I think these are old.
The timestamp on this transmission doesn't make sense.
I think these are old.
It comes after the Mayday, but the timestamp says it was recorded many months before. Either someone is intentionally trying to scramble
Yeah,
these
I think so.
transmissions, or the singularity is causing more problems than we thought.
So that's fun. I'm always a fan in
Again, we know that because of the lore that's from the Vesper's host mission.
my sci-fi space magic universes of singularities causing time to be out of order. Yeah, there you go. There's a click to nowhere. But like messages to appear in the wrong order, and us as the viewer and the player having to kind of figure out what the right order of operations is and when certain things happened. Like, I always love that stuff. And it's also interesting that Lodi has himself tried to close the singularity and then maybe pulled other people in as well.
He would have died without that
We're gonna
invis.
have to pay some close attention to in the story, no doubt. But seeing as I have basically not internalized any of the story stuff beyond this mission, you and I are on basically the same page right now as to what might be going on. I've got
I'm leaving work in 5 minutes, be home in 15. No worries, man. See you soon.
Audio. I turned off my subtitles for all my subsequent missions. And so what I'm seeing on the screen here is the same thing that you're seeing, and that's really all I know. Here's me whacking a little super out for the servitor.
Lovely.
And, you know, I see a side path. I try and explore the side path. And I noticed a ball exit point here, and I was like, you know what if I could kind of wriggle my way in there? And this really reminded me of, you know, that meme of the like cave divers or whatever they're called that get stuck in those crazy positions. Like, I went in that pipe and I was like, yep, I'm doing that right now. Like, that's crazy. That's a crazy thing to do to myself. So I just returned to a little bit of combat here instead.
There is indication of human occupation. No sign of mass casualty.
Oh, look at that. Stasis.
Clear out the rest of these.
Stasis unit right there.
Any luck, we'll learn
So it
more
slows.
about what happened here.
Applies a debuff. Slowed
Like I said,
times 45.
Another boss. And this one, I, again, was sort of just testing out my weapons on, so I'm not really going for like a speed run, kill it as fast as humanly
That's
possible
fine.
here.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
sort of like trying to play around with the space and understand what's there and what I can do. And then I spotted this guy just
Oh, wow.
hanging out inside this little house.
Check him
He's
out.
just chilling in there. And you'll see that there's also a Matterspark sort of starter point.
We need to get in there.
As well. So I was like, maybe I can get in there, do something fun, or maybe there's some kind of Easter egg involved with that dude who's kind of chilling in there. And you can destroy the little fan protection shields of those captains as well, as you just saw. A little bit of Russian, a little bit of, I think, Chinese. So I guess there's multiple sort of factions from back home, so to speak, multiple countries that seemingly teamed up to build this.
Okay, you have to charge that up with the Matterspark.
Maybe the Aeonians, who will meet shortly, maybe they're made up of those different origins of people, perhaps. So at this point, I got sick of the sword, and I switched to something that I knew would do
Hammerhead.
damage.
I thought I recognized those symbols. This is the House of Exile.
House of Exile. So they, as far as I know, were maybe first mentioned in Shadowkeep, or at least they are prominently mentioned in Shadowkeep.
They are prompt in D1.
House where I think they don't have a Kell, so they're kind of unique in that way, and they were mentioned back then, and then I think that they were kind of just another House of the Fallen that hasn't had a huge amount of focus since then. So
No, they haven't had much focus at all.
The House of Exile are now on Kepler, and Kepler itself seems to be a sort of location of exile in many ways.
Oh, he just got sniped.
Of course, I got killed as soon as I killed the guy. And then it spawned me in a sort of funky spot, which I've flagged to the devs. Again, this is early gameplay. It's stuff that is absolutely subject to change, so don't expect every single spawn point to stay the same and stuff like that. We're on to the next step now, which is to charge these pylons. So I'm looking around for a starting point for my Matterspark, because remember, at this stage, I need a Matterspark spawner in order to get into that form. There you go, found it.
He's gonna get sniped again. He's just take care of that. Oh, or not. I would have killed that thing. Oh, it looks like you don't take damage in the ball form.
Now, one of the things that's a little fiddly with Matterspark is sometimes the jump's just like not quite high enough.
I don't think that's the way that you get up there, though, to be fair. I think you're supposed to, like, go across here. Like, there's literally a ramp just there to, like, lead you up.
A little fiddly getting into position sometimes. I'm not sure what this heavy shank was doing. It just sort of walked away, so I blew it up.
Fair enough.
Back in my Matterspark and started working on my next pylon.
That's satisfying, I won't lie to you. You know that this is gonna be in the raid mechanics. 100%.
This is something that happened to me quite a bit in the gameplay overall for the Edge of Fate. So I know I need a third pylon right now, but I'm just sort of like doing laps looking for it, and there you go, I found it, and then obviously I jumped down by accident. But I did find that there was quite a lot of looking around for things. Like sometimes if you just sort of didn't happen to catch the location of something, you just have to do a couple of laps of a room until you see it, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but at least in this instance, I mean...
We'll get used to it, because I can imagine that's going to be part of the raid as well. Oh, you actually made that jump. Fair play. Hey, he's got the Arc Soul with the...
But, I mean, that really is doing very little, as you can see.
The Arc Soul isn't shooting the shank.
I think the devs said that they were evaluating the damage that it does as well, so that's probably going to be something that is also changed in the future. I was hoping that that might open up that pipe, but it did not. That's me trying to boost up to the top there. And still trying to boost up. I'm having some trouble, as you can see. So I'm like, okay, I'll just do it in human form, and then obviously I get frozen. There you go.
Bro is like...
There you go. So
there
is
you go.
Like a super jump, but I just was having trouble actually properly activating it. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to take out this massive shank here, because that's probably what I need to do next.
Oh, spike in audio.
They're called the Exiles because each of them were exiled from their original house. It's odd, though. I didn't think they had a leader. It's kind of what they're known for.
Got a chest in here as well. Yoink.
Hey, we got some new...
We've got what we need. Let's head back to the train and
Are you not going to pick it up?
Get past that blockade.
No more transmissions on the backlog, and the timestamps are all off. Keep heading for the train.
Oh, that's going to be frustrating to get off.
So at this point, I was like, how the hell am I going to get out of here? But thankfully, there's
Oh,
this
right.
event that you can pop out of.
Fair enough.
And that's the one that I was trying to get into before. So that's another thing that I did experience a fair bit in Kepler is those sorts of pipes, not knowing if they were an entrance pipe or an exit pipe. In that case, as you can see, it was an exit.
You missed the jump.
But that's just sort of something that you come up against as you play, and you just sort of have to deal with as you go, really.
Okay.
Then I'm thinking, okay, maybe now that I've done that, I can get in here as a ball with my 30 seconds of Matterspark left.
I was thinking of that as well. Nah.
So, skipping forwards here to me progressing the proper path once again.
Oh, it's number 5! Number 5! It's number 5! Oh my god! It is known you are... Wait, what's that? Oh, wait. It is... Oh, okay, so the A is part of the RE, so this is R. So it is known you are deaf, so a beacon of death awaits you. That is crazy. It is known you are deaf, so a beacon of death awaits you. They all have their own symbols as well. Invites you, entices you to play, to realize... Wait, what? To relish. To relish, to shatter it with life. There's a whole thing going on with this. This is the 5th member of the 9. Oh my god. That's crazy. A road made easy, our warpath. This might... Oh man. Do we have your attention? They all finish with that. Yes, yes.
Suppose you're right, Drifter, and we are dealing with the 9. You have the most experience with them. What did you observe in your interactions?
Rumor has it the 9 are extra-dimensional. Caught in the gravity of Sol's heaviest hitters. You know, planets, moons, stuff like that. There are aliens... and there are aliens. And these guys are aliens.
Ah, nod to Allison. She actually said the line. Oh my god.
They don't live in this dimension, which means they can mess with you.
The 9 can scheme all they like, but until they affect the real world, let's not give them more power than they actually possess.
So once again, pretty cool. And moving on from that, you're sort of heading home, and then you get this fight started with this vessel of the Archon.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm using my LMG a lot here because I just wanted to get this sucker taken out. You know, I wanted to take him down, and my sword was not going to cut it. Pun intended. So I'm going to do that here.
Interesting. That elixir wasn't an Archon. I wonder what that was all about.
The House of Exile looks so cool.
In the wake of destruction, 1 exile falls, and 3 more rise.
Oh man.
That same voice, this Archon's voice, is coming from another elixir. I'm not sure what's
Oh wow.
Exiles, I prophesy the deathless arrival. Creatures cradled and kissed by the infinite curse of the great machine.
Wow. This looks so good.
That sounds like you, Guardian, but derogatorily.
So I love that. I love the fact that we are the Deathless, and I love the fact that we're cursed by the Great Machine, which has got to be the Traveler, right?
It is. Yeah,
I love that. I love hearing alien sort of species giving me their wording for what I am in this universe and like all the stuff that I interact with. I think that's so cool. But yeah, interesting that we've got another vessel of the Archon directly after the first vessel of the Archon, and I'm just attempting.
I mean, this is all leading somewhere, isn't it?
Pretty miserably. There you go.
Decide. Bids us destroy them. Bring death to the deathless. Fulfill the destiny of the House of Exile. Strengthen the singularity and ascend.
I wonder who's actually talking through.
That voice is coming from another elixir.
That's me wondering, what's this thing gonna do?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so interesting that they said strengthen the singularity and ascend. I really like that push-pull where these guys seemingly want to get in the singularity, whereas Lodi wants to close the singularity and not go through it. That's gonna no doubt create some fun tension throughout the campaign.
Oh, man, I want to play
Also kind of
this.
reminded me of the Covenant. Like, the way that the Exile are talking here is very
It's just
Covenant
meleeing
in
it.
in their sort of religious doctrine and their seeking of this great journey, right? Sort of similar vibes.
Man, just taking this all in is so overwhelming in such a positive way.
It's just, I don't know, there's something about the new land that I just find really fiddly.
I still don't understand how that voice jumped from one exile to another. The witness could possess,
Ah,
but that required a civilization's worth of darkness. Could something have drawn them here? Maybe the high concentration of dark matter is boosting this Archon connection to darkness.
Darkness is about connection of memory, but it doesn't work like that. And dark matter, in spite of the name, has nothing to do with darkness.
So this is something else entirely.
that's Ikora basically saying it's not part of darkness, like, just to kind of cover up those,
I thought that was quite interesting. Darkness is about connection of memory.
Huh. One of the Archon's lackeys drops.
That's actually a huge point right there, because obviously we all know and love the Witness. And the Witness created the bloody, oh my god, my mind's gone completely blank because I've just been absorbing all of this stuff. That basically the Witness created the faction that we fight up against. I'm gonna sound like an idiot when I listen to this back in the final shape, through like memories and things like that. And in the lore, it said that the memories of the Witness, as he creates like the Grims and the Husks and all of that, some of the memories of that darkness power feed into the enemies, which is cool.
Something.
Ophiuchus's energy readings are spiking. This is a container of dark matter, the same connected to the singularity. Don't let that go.
Oh, is he you're gonna play this? Oh my god.
Hold it.
There's Lodi.
Who do you work for, and what's your business here?
Telemetry originates at this location, but the signal is weak.
What are you doing here?
We're Guardians from Earth's vanguard. Circumstances suggest we were invited, but we don't know who sent the invitation.
Wow, it's
Earth?
Have you been here a while?
I have journal entries tallying 4 weeks, but my 5 o'clock shadow says a day. Something's wrong with time. It's my job to investigate. You picked up something that's special to the people here. Use it. I'll see you on the other side. We can talk there. You can, tell me all about Earth.
wow. Where'd he go? Just disappears?
That's the man who sent the distress signal. But he didn't seem in distress.
No.
Something's wrong with time.
He was very nonchalant, wasn't
I'm
he?
curious as to how our contact intends to fix it. But his
Oh, this video's coming to an
observations
end.
seem to be correct.
And we just got here. There's probably a whole mess of time nonsense just around
All right.
the corner.
Agreed. This train's temporal presence is concerning.
That's the least of our worries. The real head-scratcher is our new friend seeing the people here.
Ikora did say she suspected sentient life.
Oh!
Yeah. So this is trippy.
Yeah? Go into it. There we go.
It's kind of a loading screen between areas.
It's like the train's passing through time. Look at it. Green line.
On the green line. And that pretty much marks the end of the mission, more or less. So I really hope you've enjoyed this sort of unusual commentary. If you have,
okay, this looks like the
social-ish
space.
So just let me know ASAP, and I'll do the exact same thing for some of the other content that I played.
Hey, there he is.
But otherwise, if you want to check out some dev interviews or some overall kind of analysis of what I liked and didn't like, or just all sorts of other stuff.
There we go. So, guys, we have our look at the first mission of the Edge of Fate here. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, because this is actually going to be a YouTube video as well. I like what I see. I love the fact that we got some dialogue from the 7th member of the 9. I love the fact that we got some dialogue from the 5th member of the 9. You could very clearly tell, like because obviously we're seeing like which member of the 9 that it is now. And because we're able to match it up with the actual way that they speak, one of them using the pluses, the other one using all just capital letters and no spaces. Oh man, it's all coming together now, and I love it. I love it so much. This is the first time we have actually properly interacted directly with the individual members of the 9. So yeah, guys, if you're watching this as a YouTube video, thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I am live right now, so if you want to catch me in my live streams, why not? You might be in one of my videos, who knows? But yeah, I got a lot more videos to take a look at. I'm very, very excited for the Edge of Fate, and I appreciate every single one of you. Guys, thank you so much in the live stream. Stick with me in the live stream, because we're going to be doing much more stuff. This live stream is not over. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.